Good evening, everybody. Holy crap, some new faces we haven't seen for a while. Missed you guys. What's up, Cassie? Thank you. Hope you and the fam and the babes and the little ones are doing great. Staying warm, too. Hopefully my picture shows up this time. I guess it wasn't showing up last time. What's up, Dre? Cherry. Beautiful day out. Yeah, all them storms we had the last couple days. Allison Faye, very good to see you. We've missed you. Ava, what's up, lady? Kim Kitty. Yeah, Kim Kitty's been... Did you watch the last couple days, Kim Kitty? Liam's mama, what's up? Oh, yeah. The baseball warrior over there. Hope you've been doing good. Aw, the baby's hanging out with us tonight. Aw, so cute. So cute. Yes, busy. Mom life. Yeah, the last couple days, wasn't it the closing arguments today, or is that tomorrow? That's right. But you know what? It's a good busy. That's for sure. Yeah, I heard Koberger's PA search warrant was released. What was that? I got a notification here. Aw, we're gonna hold on a second. Oh, that's so cute. One second. Thank you, Cassie. So cute. You're not holding your breath for closing arguments out. Really? I've been hearing people say that. Yeah. I know, so cute. So cute. Thank you, Cassie. It's been a few days since we had a picture of the baby. So cute. They should have changed venue. Ava. She's been very alert lately. Yeah. I just want to say that no matter what happens in this crazy life, I'm never gonna forget you guys. No matter what happens in this crazy life, I'm never gonna forget you guys. Baby fever. Jury goes, oh, that's right. They're going to the location. That's right. Yes, we've missed Allison. We missed Liam's mama, too. Holy crap. And then both of you hop in the same night? Woof. Appreciate you guys. All right. Yeah, I heard the search warrant was released. I heard that earlier today. So I'm going to cover some Koberger. I might even go into some beyond what came out today. It's been a while since we talked Idaho 4 Koberger. And So I figure, you know what? I need to talk about that some. I would really. We got this Delphi stuff coming up soon, and I'm thinking I need to dedicate one day a week to Delphi. Like a day a week to Idaho, a day a week to Delphi, a day, maybe two, for the Ohio train derailment. That's all I've been talking about lately. So I did kind of want to, I still want to talk about that, but at the same time, I still want to get into a lot of the other stuff that we always talk about as well. I've been mashing on that train derailment hard just because it means so much. Family members affected, my community's affected. I just heard this morning actually, I heard this morning that they're starting to ship some of the toxic chemicals from that spill to Indiana now. I don't know. I don't understand. Yeah, Kid Kitty. I'm kind of burned out on the Murdaugh trial, really. She's sorry. His testimony was crazy as fuck, huh? Yeah. Kid Kitty's been. Yes, she did, Dre. That was a great show. Justice Served Daily. Let me put her link up here. Hold on one second. Where did it go? Yeah, that was a great show. We got that Delphi stuff coming up. I wouldn't mind having a night a week talking about Delphi, getting into the old stuff. Maybe even looking at some of the first. I mean, when I first made this show, we talked about Delphi a lot. So I don't know. Maybe we'll even go back to some of the old shows. I do have some crazy theories. Just kind of go over it again and see what's up. All right. There's something that came out. I wanted to play something from the Ohio train derailment here first. Yeah. Yeah, the house is going to be destroyed. It was donated to the university from the landlord. Yeah. No, you're right, Cherry. They are going to destroy it. The landlord donated it to the university, and then they're going to destroy it. I'm hoping they put some kind of like little miniature park there in memorial and have like 4 swings, and each swing has their name on it or something, some small little park or something with a bench, maybe just some kind of memorial there for them. And I think it'd be flower garden, but I think it'd be really cool. Have 4 swings there, and then each one is named after each one of them. And so that way, when any little kid wants to come there, and mom's walking the kids in the middle of the day and they take a break at the little memorial park there, I'm gonna swing with so and so today. I think it would be great, especially if they're gonna demolish it. Oh, the students get to decide? Cool. Hopefully they do have some kind of memorial and, something that can represent each one of them. I just thought of, what does every park have? What does every kid love to do? They love to swing. So the swings came to my mind when I thought about it. Such a cute baby. All right, let me see. I'm going to leave that up there while we find this latest video here. There was something real quick I wanted to go with the Ohio train derailment, and then we're going to get into this Coburger stuff. Let me see. What was it? There's so many press conferences, too. Okay, I'm thinking... Yeah. Kip Kitty sent me this link, Status Coup News. I don't think I've ever played their channel before, so I'm not, fingers crossed. But I should be okay. So we can check that out in a second here. And let me see here. Let me get back to checking. Students side. Okay. Thank you, Allison. My brother-in-law went over to visit WSU in Pullman. Oh, really? Thank you, Dre. Just going to college there in the fall. Interesting. I'm probably going to be making a trip to Akron the middle of March. So I might even, I'm going to see if Kevin Kraft wants to get together, and if he's interested. I know I'm going to try and go to East Palestine in about 2 or 3 weeks. I'm going to be heading up to Akron probably, is what I'm thinking. And then I'm going to head over to East Palestine one day and kind of take a look around myself. When you get it's about Ohio, I found something. Okay. And let me see here. This is Status Coup. Thank you for the link, Kid Kitty. Let me see here. So I'm gonna play this video real quick. I'm gonna see what the email is. We'll see what they say. This is about the community. Here's the link to the channel. And this is residents growing sicker as they dig toxic soil on water. Smells disgusting. 8-minute video. Thank you, Kip Kitty. Is Kevin here? What's up, Kevin? I didn't see him sneak in. Where's he at? There he is. There he is. What's up, man?
Stagnant water right there.
Oh, we're gonna get some of that.
That's where it's really oily.
Really oily.
Oh my God, you can smell it. If you can smell it through our N95 masks. Coming up. Yep. Oh, that's careful, Ashley. Hey, we got the booties at least. Oh, look at it releasing. Oh my God. Oh. So what are these things supposed to be doing?
Is there a better video? Hold on a minute.
Masks.
I can barely see this.
Yep. Oh, that's careful, Ashley.
It looks like sludge. So when we watched, I think it was a similar area. When we watched this area before on this Twitter video, I think it was JD Vance. It was a hell of a lot clearer than that. This almost looks like it's sludge filled.
Oh, look at it releasing. Oh my God.
Oh, wow. Oh my gosh.
So what are these things supposed to?
Here, I'll put the link to this video in chat if you want to see it closer. I'm sure it's kind of hard to see over the stream. Wow, that is fucking gross.
To be doing? It's gonna attach around the soil around the rock.
This is from right on the other side of the barrier.
Oh my God. Okay, we'll get that too.
That's
Ew. That's disturbed.
Ew, that's gross. That is so gross.
Oh my God, hold on. Okay, I need to.
Did you
I'm gonna hand these jars too, but sorry.
You're good.
Sorry. Oh my God, look at that. And then we'll do it past the cleaners, the filters. Right. Yeah. All right, if I fall on my butt, laugh only shortly. I'm gonna.
Need a ladder. Or
Um,
Yeah.
actually, they're just letting it go. A couple days after, um, the whole chemical controlled burn stuff, Cincinnati came out and said that they were going to be shutting off their intake valves for a few days in hopes that all the toxic chemicals would just kind of float on by, and they were hoping that it wouldn't even get into their system. So Cincinnati, now I don't know about any of the other water treatment plants. Um, there was stuff being alerted here locally last week about the water and how the chemicals appeared to have reached the local area now from the Ohio River. Of course, just like in East Palestine here or Akron or anywhere, the tests are fine, which they're not, because we got stuff from Allison a couple weeks ago about, the water not being fine. And they're just kind of hoping this shit goes through. That's what I'm thinking. Deny it long enough. Wait until the lawsuits come, if they do. Because that's the only time you really have to take accountability, right? Is when the lawsuit comes. Right now, you can just throw a bunch of bullshit at the wall, and if it sticks, it sticks. But truly, you don't have to take accountability if you're them until the actual lawsuit comes. And that's after appeals and proof and, lawsuits and all this other stuff, which that takes time. They have, the professionals that can drag it out as long as they can, intimidate people to where they can't financially fight anymore, just different tactics that they do. What's up, Mel Mac? How you doing tonight? Did you ever watch that live stream I sent you? No, man. Actually, I was crazy busy this whole week. Like, seriously, I didn't even get any free time to myself. Uh, yeah. And then, like, yesterday, I even took off half the day, and then I was hanging out with Justice Serve Daily show. Then after that, I worked on logos until like 10:30, 11 o'clock, something like that. Updating the store, doing logos, like, yeah, it was I did not get to check it out. I know I did check it out for like 10 minutes, but I didn't get to check out a whole bunch, not enough to really but it was like 10 minutes. It seemed pretty cool. They know what they're doing. You think so? Yeah, that's what they're saying. Yeah, even in. Exactly. The fact that it's even there, when it shouldn't be. It's just gross. But what are you going to do? You got to take a shower, you got to take a bath. You can't substitute regular water for bottled water. So you're going to be exposed no matter what anyway. It's we just how the regulation or non-regulations or non-standards of stuff that just seems like common sense is crazy. That doesn't exist, is no longer a threat, right? And then yet people are, I mean, this is the video right here. The residents are growing sicker. I don't know. It's like I said, throw shit at the wall and hope it sticks. Yeah, to make a PVC pipe, exactly. I worked for the government. Sorry, they don't. It's a science, right? That's what it is, Ava. I believe that is about as much as I believe. Exact. Yeah. Yeah, we're in yeah. Yeah, it is crazy, isn't it, Cassie? I would like to. I do have some stuff saved for an Epstein night, by the way, in the future. I do. I've been saving some stuff over the last couple months of stuff that I'm like, ooh, I would like to have that in a show. But we'll get into all that stuff. A lot of it's from 60 Minutes Australia, to be honest. It's a great channel. All right, let me get back to this video here.
Nair, you kind of like just mow you over. That's all. I'm taking you with me, and I don't want to do that. I feel bad. I would also laugh at us temporarily. Thank you, sweetheart.
I could have went that way. I'm just.
Oh, we're going to too. Why does this rock have a hole in it? What is this?
These used to be. There might have been a bridge.
Oh.
See how there's like a path.
Oh, cute. Oh my. Okay.
Yeah. Now, when you pull from rock, you should find traces.
Oh.
Exactly,
Okay,
Allison.
well, look, so we're doing this then.
And you know what? There was even one that just happened in Greece. Look it up. A commercial train had a head-on collision with a shit. I forgot what it's called. I'm having a brain fart. An industrial and commercial had a head-on collision in Greece. And it just happened, and it's crazy. I was watching that before I started my show. The train company is the same. I don't know, but it does seem to be a lot of Norfolk Southern crap going on, so probably, but I don't know for sure about that one.
As soon as you touch it, the green's coming up, and the oil. Oh.
Whoa.
Oh.
That's right, Cassie. That's right, because all the names, we watched that on a show. All the names were going to be released. I remember saving that video to my Epstein stuff. On train tracks all over. Yeah, and the one, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the one that just happened in Florida, right? That was, they said something like it looked like the nails were removed because the tracks were all over the place. You know, people attacking the grid. It went from people attacking the grid. Now they're attacking the rail system. Now it's like, we just need to love each other, man. Damn.
Good. Okay.
But we don't want to just
When you go up and down,
gonna
you
wash
can
out. Eventually.
You better. All right. Okay.
So that's after one. But look.
So there's the cleaner.
Now look at this. Is there anything?
There's nothing underneath that.
Nothing
So how is it?
anchoring it?
So apparently the contamination's only on the top, and I'm sitting on top of the rock, but not on the underneath.
Look at the rocks around it.
That's terrible.
Look at it coming up.
Probably smells
Actually,
like
that smells really
musty.
disgusting. That smells. That's a hard. It threw my mask. That's a hard
Look
smell
at
to.
it. See the film? It's not even the same as the oil. It's a
Different film. Look at that. Oh my god. I'm gonna stop the filming and take. Well, you know, hey, are you saying, Mayor? Are you saying wind moves, air moves, water moves? Because according to the EPA Norfolk Southern, it doesn't. Okay, gross. Shine. Yeah, just shine the light so we can
anything
see.
that's close enough to like an LED, like a bright LED. When you shine it on there, it should.
So Eddie's coined this the gnarly pool. It's right down from where we collected the other samples, the water samples. So we're gonna collect soil down here.
Okay, he's gonna just.
All right, you're gonna disturb it with the light on it.
I'm right over here.
Okay, hold on. I want to get in position. Ready. Oh shit!
That's worse than up there.
And that's supposed to be through the filters and the multiple stages. Oh, and look at.
If you keep in mind, this water has been filtered up at East Hollingsworth, and then this is another barrier, and then there's down.
Smell it. Three. No, this is definitely earned its name, the gnarly pool. Right. Okay, let's get. All right, let's get these soil samples. What do you think?
You guys don't want a water sample that's rainbow?
No, we're gonna get water and soil with it.
Oh, down here.
Okay, well, I'm starting to get a headache, so we're gonna go fast.
Look, my thumb that came out of the glove. The one that I said was hurting.
Look at it, and it looks like
That was through this glove. Wait, let me take off my other glove.
And these gloves are.
Okay. Let me take off my other one to compare. The other one doesn't hurt, but this one did. And I even said it when we were walking up. My thumb hurt.
Yeah.
The first sample of water.
You're over.
Oh, look at that.
Look
Yeah.
at the mark. It
And look
looks like a.
Right, it just looks like there's a red mark on there. Did water get up in your glove?
No.
Because they're supposed to be chemical resistant.
You know. Yeah, you know.
Okay. All right.
You'll roll one.
We're gonna wipe down
I believe it's, let's see,
You
Flint,
know what's weird? I get like a pain in my shoulders
Flint,
and in
Michigan.
my back of my neck.
my back of my neck hurts right now.
Yeah.
And my head.
This is in Flint, Michigan. And Allison Faye sent me a link that we're going to go to next. And Allison, I think Indiana is part of that group that didn't know shit. I don't know. There's some stuff that the governor here came out with too. Not digging it. So yeah, it'll be interesting. We'll finish this up. These are people from Flint, Michigan, residents, and then we're going to discuss some other stuff related to this here in a second.
Head hurts, and I'm nauseous, and my eyes are watering like crazy.
Yeah. Ooh. Your arm still like numb? Like arm though, and not like cold numb?
I just have to remember where they're at. And all of the bags that we have.
We need I'm gonna put some ground right now, but we are gonna clean them up. But I just will get that trash bag with other stuff and take everybody's booties and gloves so we can just hopefully be around hell. With all this and people did it.
You need to wipe your phone because there's
I will.
there's dust from that. And my phone I did touch again just for time.
What's up, Cope?
Lay down on the newspaper for like a barrier or something.
We good now with all that? So you mean here? I'll video the top so we can tell. I know I'm feeling loopy and kind of. All right, so that's what we got so far.
Yep. Oh my God, you can smell it. If you can smell it through our N95 masks.
You're coming up.
Yep. Oh, that's careful, Ashley. Hey, we got the booties at least.
Got the booties at
Oh,
least.
look at it releasing. Oh my God. Oh, so what are these things supposed to be doing?
It's gonna attach around the soil around the
This is
rock.
from right on the other side of the barrier.
Oh my God. Okay, look at that.
Other
too.
side of the bay.
Rock.
I wish I had better video. I don't know. Yeah, the Indiana governor came out and said something today because now they're starting to ship toxic chemicals to Indiana around Indianapolis. Yeah. And then Allison Faye sent me this. Texas and Michigan officials say they didn't know water, soil from Ohio train wreck would be transported into their jurisdictions. This is a picture of it being collected for disposal. About 2 million gallons of firefighting water from the train derailment site are expected to be disposed in Harris County, Texas, with about half a million gallons already there. $4,800 cubic yards of soil have been removed from the ground, and about 6 truckloads are on their way to Michigan. Chemicals are seeping into the air. In Texas, Hidalgo expressed frustration that she first learned about the expected water shipments Wednesday from the news media, not from a government agency or Texas Molecular, the company hired to dispose of the water. She found out from the news agency. Wow. Wow. They're just trying to keep this shit under wraps. No wonder you go to Twitter and you just type in Ohio and then Ohio cover up comes up. They're just trying to do this shit. I mean, via the grapevine, they said. Via the grapevine. Well, that's what happened at first, Cherry, Michigan. That's when everything got shut down and halted because Michigan was like, whoa, wait a minute, huh? Wait, hold on. And then there's so much stuff I have on this, guys. Like, there's one of the companies that is doing the disposal where it's getting delivered to has a shit ton of violations. I mean, it's just, there's so much stuff to get into. There really is. I think tomorrow night I'm going to do nothing but Ohio train. Thursday night I'm going to try and do some Delphi or get back into this Idaho 4. But yeah, it's crazy. A reporter stopped the truck and asked what they were doing. That's how it was exposed. You gotta be kidding me. How did you lose your K? What? Yeah, very interesting. It's very sad. Let me see here. Kelt sent me this today. This train carrying more than 30,000 gallons of propane fuel derails in Florida. Hazmat crews rush to the scene after 6 cars overturn. 30,000. Whoa, look at that. 4 zeros. What does that mean? Gallons of propane fuel have derailed near a homeless camp in Florida. 5 cars were carrying sheetrock, with one of the was carrying propane. Propane and sheetrock. Propane and sheetrock. Why is it not sharing? What is going on with my StreamYard here? It like quit sharing my screen. Okay. There we go. That was very odd. Yeah, right here. Sorry about that. Is it showing it or okay? What is going on with this shit? Yeah, train carrying more than 30,000 gallons of propane fuel. These are the 4 zeros I was talking about, if you guys didn't see what I was talking about. Hazmat crews on rush. So is there any updates on this? I think this was this morning, Coat, right? Oh my gosh. No, I did not say that. Yeah, it was acting weird. StreamYard was acting weird. It like quit. StreamYard was acting weird. It like quit sharing the screen and everything. I'm like, damn. It's still spinning. Whatever that means. Yeah, thank you for that, Kelt. 30,000 gallons. Let me see here. Pennsylvania. This is another one from Kelt here. Pennsylvania will open. Let's see. Share this tab instead. Ohio toxic train disaster leads to more concerns in other states, while scientists say chemical tests in East Palestine are unusually high. Yeah. I hate looking at that picture. Oh, it's so horrible. Yes, right here. Yes, this is. Thank you, Kelt. Because I was just talking about Eric Holcomb. Indiana Governor Eric Holcomb is the latest out-of-state official to say he was stunned to learn hazardous waste from the Norfolk Southern train derailment and subsequent release of toxic chemicals was headed to his state. After learning third-hand that materials may be transported to our state yesterday, I directed my environmental director to reach out to the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, Holcomb said in a written statement Tuesday. The materials should go to the nearest facilities, not moved from the far eastern side of Ohio to the far western side of Indiana, Holcomb said. I want to know exactly what precautions will be taken in the transport and disposition of these materials. And that was after surprise shipments of hazardous waste to Texas and Michigan. The EPA approved 2 sites in Ohio to handle safe disposal of the waste. Heritage Environmental Services Hazardous Waste Landfill in Rochdale, Indiana, and Ross Incineration Services in Grafton, Ohio, will receive contaminated waste starting Tuesday. EPA Region 5 Administrator Deborah Shore said on Monday. She said Indiana officials and state partners were notified before the EPA approved the shipment of any waste from the derailment to their state or district. But U.S. EPA Administrator Michael Reagan said the agency is developing measures to give authorities a heads up about incoming waste shipments and to keep Norfolk Southern. It's called a fucking phone. It's called phone. It's called email. Phone's been around for like 100 fucking years, and the email's been around for like 40 or 50. I don't really think you need to develop any kind of heads up measure. You use the fucking phone, you send a fucking email. On the other side of Ohio, the Pennsylvania Department of Health is opening a health resource center in Beaver County so residents can talk to public health experts. Sign up to have their well water tested and learn about available resources from professionals there to help. Governor Josh Shapiro tweeted Tuesday. Nobody knows about this shit. Pop up. Do you want the news summarized each morning? It's about a bunch of... Nobody's finding out. Your device has a ghost that is messing with you. The other day it showed. Yeah, that's right. What was up with that? You got more red lines? The day you had wonky stuff in my chat, my husband was fucking with my phone. He was trying to pause the video and he thinks he touched something in chat. Uh-oh. YouTube came out with something today where like it doesn't show when people get blocked now to mods or something. I don't know. Kevin, dang, I was thinking I was onto something about ghosts. What did I say? They moved it and then questioned, right? These people should be fired. How do you not know what's coming? And well, that too. But I could see them trying to sneak through and get away with it. It's like how the railroad companies approaching this. We'll deal with the consequences if we get caught. Just like they're coming through here. We'll deal with it if we get caught. I'm wondering if these companies, these hazardous waste sites knew. Or if they were just going to come there and drop it off. Nonchalant. Who owns some store near there, and he said they were dumping dirt behind his place. Oh my gosh. I heard that there was barrels like in bushes and shit. In like hauled off hazardous barrels hauled off somewhere off of the site, like in the woods. Like tons of barrels. Yeah. Well, thank you for the links. Let me see here. If it'll let me close them out. All right, we'll get into some of this Brian Koberger stuff. PA search warrant was released. Come on, StreamYard, you do it. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. Wow. All right. Are we gonna do this, StreamYard? All right. Yeah. All right, we made it. Damn, I feel accomplished. And all I did was switch. Holy shit. You told us when you were in panel you had someone's... What? I don't even know what's being talked about in chat. The railroad also control water and oil, mineral rights. We had an oil spill on our property and the railroad commission came out the property. Whoa. Are you serious? Yeah, I know the chat gets like that sometimes. I'll let you guys do your own little chats while we're going on. All right. Where is it here? We did talk about the firing squad. I thought this was interesting. Banfield talked about it last night. I know Cassie and there was somebody else that sent me a link too about the firing squad. I didn't even know about it. So I thought that was interesting. That's popping up. But this is the News Nation. I figure I do have the documents. But instead of reading through them, we'll just check out News Nation and let them tell us about it. PA search warrant. That's right.
Brand new details on a story News Nation has been on since the very beginning. Today, we are learning what police found when they arrested Idaho murder suspect Brian Koberger. We were there on the ground when that search happened months ago. Brian Enton was the first on the ground in Pennsylvania near Koberger's parents' home. Well, today, authorities unsealed the search warrant from that arrest. Let's bring in senior national correspondent Brian Enton. Brian, I know you've had a chance to pore over this document. What on this list caught your eye?
So we got a tip a few days ago that this would be unsealed soon. Didn't exactly know that it would happen today while we were here covering the Murdaugh trial, but very interesting that it was unsealed. Basically, this is the search warrant from when police arrested Brian Koberger. You remember he was at his parents' home in Pennsylvania when the arrest went down. And in the search warrant, there is a list of the items that they found on his body. And they include shoes, socks, medical style gloves, which is something that really stood out to me, a jacket, size 13 shoes, and then swabs, which we assume are swabs that were used to take his DNA. You also...
Yeah, I'll go ahead and pause it real quick if anybody wanted to take a screenshot of that. Let me check my email here. State water quality certification. Wow. I'll just swap to this real quick and then we'll go back to the Koberger stuff. State water quality. This is what Allison Faye was talking about. This is... a lot of legal talk too. It's scary when you think about all the control that they have, you know. Yeah, thank you, Allison. I had COVID while pregnant. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I've been hearing some stuff about COVID headlines too. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, if anybody wanted to take a screenshot of that real quick. This is what they collected at his parents' home. Yeah, I mean, we kind of figured because they said he was cleaning his car out and he took the garbage out with rubber gloves on. So you knew they were going to be looking for those rubber gloves, you know. When he's taking the garbage out and he's cleaning his car with them, then you know they were at least going to get those rubber gloves. And of course, all are innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. Yeah, that's true. I'm still wondering what this whole sinus crap, it's still lingering. It's still lingering. I don't know.
See their socks, shorts, boxers, basically everything that he was wearing was seized as part of that search warrant when the arrest happened. But what's interesting, Nicole, is we know that they also searched the parents' house in Pennsylvania. You'll remember when I showed up there, we could actually see that the glass was broken from when the police had busted inside. They did not reveal the list of what they took from the home in that unsealed warrant. So whether they got a cell phone or computer or anything like that, we still don't know at this point, Nicole.
And we know, Brian, there are supposed to be, or potentially could be, more documents unsealed, right?
Yeah, that's the word. And again, there's missing information from what was released today, because in the search warrant, it clearly says that not only did they search Brian Koberger's body and get those items that I just read off, like his clothing, but that they also went into the parents' house. But the property list of what was removed from the parents' house has yet to be released. So perhaps that is what is still coming. We're just going to have to wait to find out.
Well, Brian, before we let you go, where does the case stand right now? And where does what was revealed in this new document and the more that may be coming impact the case?
Yeah, and there's something actually interesting I just remembered that I forgot to tell you, Nicole, about what was in the document. It also talked about the surveillance that was done on Koberger in detail. This new document that was released today basically said that they had been following him and monitoring him coming and going from his parents' house in Pennsylvania, and also that they his cell point. So that is information that was in the document. And it's interesting we're able to get this from Pennsylvania because there's no gag order in Pennsylvania. Remember, in Idaho, there's the gag order, which is why we're not going to get much more information from Idaho until the preliminary hearing sometime in June.
Oh, my Lord.
In June. All right. Brian Enton reporting in South Carolina on the Murdaugh case, but switching gears.
But ended up having news on the Idaho 4, Brian Koberger. Sorry, it's making me hard to keep track of chat with StreamYard being so buggy right now. All right, now I'm going to switch to this firing squad video real quick from Banfield. Let me get back to chat. Oh, wow.
All I know is that the Idaho Department of Corrections has indicated that they have had issues getting these drugs available for an execution. And, you know, the other thing about this whole issue is if Idaho does pass a law allowing for a firing squad execution, they are also going to have to go and build a $750,000 facility to facilitate those firing squad executions, which executions in the state of Idaho just don't take place that often.
Whoa.
Yeah, and you know, it certainly sounds brutal, but you know, I don't know. I mean, you're gonna die either way, I guess. Some proponents of it would say. But the way I've understood with the firing squad is you've got a number of people with guns. Some have blanks, and then one person has the real bullet, and that way none of the people firing actually know, you know, who's the one who actually had the kill shot.
Isn't that crazy?
Is that
We
the right
talked about
understanding?
this a few nights ago.
That's my understanding of how they have done it in the past. I think Utah was the last state to carry out a firing squad execution, and that's how they did it. Yeah, I mean, to say that it's more humane, I think probably begs the question of the definition of humane, really. I think, you know, lethal injection just seems significantly more humane. I think the psychological build-up to a firing squad execution would be pretty devastating for a person to go through.
Yeah, that's a good point. And it's interesting, too, because we talk so much about the death penalty, especially in light of the Brian Koberger case that is now moving forward. But when you look back through the records, I mean, there's only been 3 people executed in Idaho since 1976. So the numbers are so minuscule. You mentioned the funding.
Yeah, but come on, this is a crime with 4 people, and the way that it was done, I'm pretty sure it would be the 4th. I mean, come on.
That would be needed to build that area for the firing squad.
I wonder what the other ones were and what those crimes were, and if they're, you know, I mean,
I don't think people realize just how little people are executed in the state.
Yeah, fortunately, we live in a state where, you know, I think homicides in the state are broadly fall into 2 major categories. We've got drug cases where there's a shooting, you know, between a couple of drug dealers, and then you have what I call crime of passion homicides. Those probably make up 99% of the homicides in this case. We've been very unfortunate over the last couple of years to have 2 really unusual homicides here in the state of Idaho, both the Koberger case as well as the Daybell murder, which is also set to come up for a. They're seeking the death penalty on that case also. So it is extremely rare, and I do think passing a law allowing the firing squad, to me, it's a bit of a stretch for how little we use it.
Well, we will certainly follow it very closely as it moves through to see how far along it gets. Charles Crafts, thank you so much for being with us tonight. We appreciate it.
Thank you for watching. Go to new.
I hit pause like 4 seconds ago. Well, the reason that it's even being talked and brought up is because the lawmakers over there are trying to get it back. So if that wasn't happening, then I don't think it would even be a topic. So what is there any interviews with any of the lawmakers maybe about it? I would like to hear an interview from the person or the people or the group that's trying to get this back into play. I'd like to hear from them. I'd like to hear what they have to say. Well, like, why after so long is it something that you're interested in bringing back? Why have you gone through the steps and that you've gone through already to get it brought back? And, is your purpose for that to become the primary method or the secondary method? Instead of asking some dude from Boise, Idaho that, he's right. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying he was wrong. He's right. It is more brutal. I would assume it is more brutal. Because of the psychological effect. Everything he was saying, I felt, in my opinion, was right on. But you already know what he's going to say. So why are we even talking to him? I already know, without even hearing that, I already know what that dude's going to say. I don't know what these people in, the lawmakers, I don't know where they're coming from. I don't know why in the fuck they're introducing this shit again. I don't know. I would like to hear. I think I'm not saying that they're wrong. I'm sure there's a legitimate reason why, they want to have it come back. Just like there's a legitimate reason that it's, in my opinion, a more brutal way of, an execution. But I'd still like to hear it. And I probably, who knows? You might agree, you might not. You just don't know. I'd like to hear from them. If anybody knows of any of the officials or the lawmakers and what their names are, maybe, if you can send them to me, their names, I could even try and see if I can find some videos on them. I'd definitely love to hear what they had to have had interviews, right? Whether it's in the news media, the article, or video. I'm sure there's something. I'd definitely like to hear. All right, let me see what else we got. Yeah, it was funny. We talked about that a few days ago, and I was like, you know what? Yeah, that's right. Because half of us didn't even. I'm like, what? They're gonna bring that back? Yeah. We got the links. It was true. Now, I don't know what this is. I haven't been, hearing nothing or looking out for anything in the Koberger case for a while. It's been a lot of Ohio train derailment. Just because it's right here. So, I don't know. I don't know anything about this pro Koberger group band on Reddit. I don't even know what that's about. And speaking of, we got a Sweetener video coming up because we talked about that a few nights ago too.
Media, and there's a lot of those. We've seen it firsthand in Moscow, Idaho. This new exclusive video shot over the weekend shows multiple people stopping at the King Road house for a photo. You see them there. It's one of the reasons the
Come
University of
on.
Idaho president says he plans to demolish the house. But
Come
it's not
on.
just the crime scene that these true crime fanatics are obsessed with. Some are also obsessed with the
You're going to drive out there. Why don't you just look up on Google and click and save it? You don't have to go nowhere or come on.
man who is accused of committing these 4 murders.
Even though it's on Google
this
Maps
is very,
and it's
very
blurry.
weird and can be hard to understand, but Brian Koberger actually has groupies, as sick as that sound. Facebook pages with names like Justice for Brian Koberger. They've got thousands of followers. And just last week, a Reddit thread of Koberger supporters called Bry Nation was banned from the site. Thank goodness.
Banned?
So what makes people so infatuated with alleged killers and in some cases convicted killers? Joined by the guy who understands all of this, Dr. Scott Bond. He is a criminologist and the author of the best-selling book, Why We Love Serial Killers, The Curious Appeal of the World's Most Savage Murderers. His podcast is called Killing Hour with Doc Bond. Thank you so much for being
He wrote that book? Huh, okay.
with us, Dr. Brown. So first of all, I think there's a distinction here. I've been outside a lot of crime scenes where people will drive by and maybe put the window down and take a picture and they've seen it on the news. And then you've just got crime junkies, which I've got family members and friends that are into true crime. And that seems like one thing, but then you've got this other group that like falls in love with some of these serial killers. How does that happen?
Yeah, tell us.
Well, that's a great question. And you're right. It really is a spectrum. I mean, on the one hand, there's healthy curiosity, but then on the other hand, it can also become an obsession. And this is not a new phenomenon. In fact, there have been cases such as Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker back in the 1980s. He actually married one of his groupies. And of course, Charles Manson and Ted Bundy and others had legions of groupies. So, why does this happen? Well, I think there's a couple of things at work here. Technology is one of them, and you mentioned that. There are those individuals who I think are seeking their own 15 minutes of fame by injecting themselves into the investigation, into the case, and they become almost like demi-celebrities in their own right. You have other individuals that I would say are lacking something in self-esteem or an emotional deficit where they feel that they can fill up this hole somehow inside of them by vicariously associating with these types of individuals. And that really gets to the groupie phenomenon. And with the female groupies, with the male perpetrators, I like to call that the bad boy syndrome. And what I mean by that is, he may be a bad boy, but he's my bad boy. I'm the only one who understands him. We're soulmates. I get him. No one else does. And so once again, that gives a person, the groupie, self-esteem, makes her very special, so that she becomes fulfilled. That's something that's missing in her. And these individuals, do become sort of demi-celebrities.
CJ's subtitles. Don't buy his fucking book. What the fuck was that shit?
The first time I saw this, Dr. Bond.
What was that shit, Dr. Bond?
Parkland massacre, that awful school shooting. And the suspect there, we requested through a public records request, and he was getting all of this mail, and some of it was interesting. It was people sort of trying to understand his frame of mind, which I could sort of understand. But then there were these women like sending him sexual message, almost like there was a very strange attraction to this killer. And I could never wrap my mind around it. But I guess this bad boy syndrome that you're talking about, to most people sitting at home, it's just hard to really understand.
Well, again, I wouldn't necessarily say that these really extreme groupies are necessarily mentally ill. But I would say that there's something missing there, something that draws them to this, whether it's an emotional deficit, as I said, or something, you know, a personality disorder, where they literally, I think, have a hole inside of them emotionally, and they're looking to fill it up by this vicarious association. And if you think about it, somebody like Ted Bundy is the ultimate fixer-upper. You know, I've heard some of my female friends talk about they're attracted to fixer-uppers. Well, a serial killer or a convicted murderer is the ultimate fixer-upper. He's not going anywhere. You know where he is. And to the extent that you become his soulmate, then you are special by association. And I think that's a large part of what's going on here.
Yeah, and I guess to an extent, like you said, with social media, they can hide behind their computer. They can almost get close to the danger, but it's not actually dangerous for them, knowing that.
This frickin' StreamYard. Oh my gosh. It's quit sharing my screens twice. Now it's StreamYard's been doing this for like a week now. No, I didn't mute myself. Any lip readers in the house? At least just keeping my screen up there. Squeeze. Yes, there we go. Last night it wasn't, or no, it wasn't last night. The night before it wasn't even showing my picture. And then I think twice that night it quit screen sharing. It's ridiculous. It's like one platform or another. It's been like this for like a month now. One platform or another. Right. Exactly, Ava. I was saying I got one good thing out of what this guy was saying, and that was basically what you said, Ava. Other than that, I thought it was just a bunch of nonsense. Really. It has. I'm telling you. Like 20 minutes ago, maybe, it was at the beginning of the show. I was trying to switch my tab for my screen share, and I think it took like 32 seconds in order for it to like actually do it. It's just crazy. It's crazy. It's frustrating when you're trying to run a live show, you know, and you're like, shit, I'm just trying to switch a screen. Yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to see what he said, but I don't know. Dr. Bond, sorry, I won't be buying your book. Yeah, we talked about artificial sweeteners the other night. And I was like, oh, isn't that crazy? This came across my breaking today. So it is true. It is not good for your health. If you drink Diet Pop, you need to stop. You know how, like, Whitney Houston said crack is whack? I say, if you drink Diet Pop, you need to stop. That's what I'm saying. You need to stop.
Okay, so it's coffee time, right? Usually in the morning as you prepare your morning cup of coffee or tea.
Oh, this guy's back on TV? Uh-oh.
There is a serious new health concern about a popular zero-calorie sweetener. It's called erythritol. According to a new study, it has been linked to an increased risk of heart attack, stroke, even death. Doctors say it's an ingredient in some popular sweeteners and a range of foods, especially keto diet products. But it's hard to identify specific drinks or food that contain it. That's because, according to the study, there's no rule requiring the sweetener to be named a product's label. Why is that? What's going on with this? Let's discuss now. Physician and assistant professor of health policy at Weill Cornell Medicine, I should say. It's where I go to the doctor, Dr. Drew Kular. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. He's also a contributor to The New Yorker. Appreciate you joining us. So, good morning.
Good morning.
What are the health concerns and why isn't this listed?
Yeah, so erythritol is an artificial sweetener that a lot of people use, and it's really gained popularity in the last couple of years. That's in part because it looks like sugar, it tastes like sugar, but it doesn't have any of the calories, and it doesn't affect our blood glucose levels. And so a lot of people with medical conditions like diabetes tend to use it. But this new study shows that people with higher levels of erythritol in their blood, they had much higher risk of stroke, heart attack, and other cardiac problems. And so there's real concern here. They think that the mechanism might be that it activates our platelets, and so it kind of causes our blood to clot, and that can cause all sorts of downstream problems.
Can I ask something real quick? Yeah. Excuse me. So, because I know people are thinking this. I use sweetener. Probably shouldn't. How is this different than those sweeteners, or is it different? Because I'm sure people at home use those different types of sweeteners as well.
Yeah, so erythritol is actually mixed in with a lot of sweeteners that are commonly used. So Splenda, Truvia, these types of sweeteners, they contain this because it helps bulk up and add to the sweetener and give it that kind of sugary feeling.
Got it.
I was just gonna ask, didn't the FDA approve this?
It did. So the FDA approved this in 2001, and it's generally considered safe. This is new research. It's also preliminary research. So one thing to keep in mind is that this is kind of the first pass at this, and there's a lot of limitations of the study as well. So they found people with higher levels in their blood tended to have higher risk. It's correlation, not necessarily causation. They also focused on people with underlying medical diabetes, people with heart disease, and so it's not clear that this has the same effects for the general population.
Yeah, I want to switch subjects for a moment because something else we've been talking about a lot lately is the mental health crisis that's happening in this country, but also artificial intelligence. And I love The New Yorker, I read it all the time, and you have a new piece where you talk about this idea that artificial intelligence could be used to address the mental health crisis. You say, can artificial minds heal real ones? What do we stand to gain or lose and letting them try? Obviously, there are huge risks with this. We know that. We've talked about what could go wrong, but you actually think that there could be some upside here.
That's exactly right. And we know that America is going through an enormous mental health crisis. 1 in 5 Americans has some type of mental health problem over the course of the year. A lot of that, I think, is due to our use of technology. And now we have these even more powerful technologies like AI chatbots. So you might think that this is a bad thing. And in some ways, there are real risks, but there's also real potential. I mean, these things can help us scale treatment. So before, everyone needed a one-on-one therapist, and this is a way that we can automate some of AI algorithms. They can also look through our medical records. They can look through our social media use, our sleep habits, and put all these things together and give us a real view of our own personal mental health. And so I think while there are many, many risks of this, there's also a lot of potential, and we need to think carefully about it going forward.
Oh, it's fascinating. We will. We'll see where it goes and how it develops. Doctor.
I've never heard it. Has anybody ever heard of that being brought up before? Artificial intelligence treating mental illness? I've never even heard of that being brought up before. I don't even... How would that even work? Okay. Let me see here. Is TikTok a national security threat? Let me see here. What else do we got? Face. We already watched something on that. I should be able to sue Diet Coke and Diet. There you go. Oh gosh. Wow. That's crazy. That's crazy. Let me see. Could face firing. Yeah, we already saw that too. This is an interesting video. We watched one of these when we had a Delphi night a month or two ago. This guy popped up with an interview. I think we might save that. I'm thinking Thursday night. I'll do some Delphi probably. Tomorrow night, focus on a lot of the train derailment stuff. And then Thursday night, either Delphi or Koberger stuff. Some more here. Okay, we already went through that. I mean, really, it was the stuff that he was wearing and some rubber gloves. Ooh, JFK would be a fun one to talk about. Even the one that I was bringing up yesterday in Justice's show, Gary Webb. I would love to do a show on Gary Webb. Oh my gosh, I know so much on Gary Webb and everything combined to it. Oh my gosh. Crazy conspiracy. Oh yeah, Crime Talk. Alleged photos of victims. Did we watch this? Did we? We couldn't have. I think we were starting to, and we didn't. Because I think we ended up just chatting that night or something. Yeah, I'm going to go to Crime Talk. I am going to watch this video. Something about him liking. Now, I don't know. It's one thing with these others, but I want to hear what Scott Reich says when it comes to these, because I trust his opinion a lot more than a lot of these other quote news sites. So I would like to hear what he has to say about it. Hopefully it doesn't start the middle of the video. And I'll get back to chat here in a second. I'm going to have to put on my glasses. I can't see my damn fucking chat feed on my phone. I can't read that shit. Give me 1 second.
Yes, the guy that everybody loves to hate, Sam Bankman-Fried.
Well, that was 5 days ago. Okay, where is Koberger?
Alex Murdaugh has taken the stand. Now, early on, Jim Griffin asked Mr. Murdaugh if he... Next on the docket, Brian Koberger. You know, the guy accused of that quadruple murder in Idaho? Well, apparently, he has in his possession on his phone images of one of his alleged female victims. Apparently, that's been searched by the police, and now it has been released to the public, but leaked to the public. So apparently, those gag orders don't exist.
Yeah, that movie Megan, Ava. I did see that pop up on something, and I'm like, I did kind of want to watch it. I don't know. Has anybody seen that movie Megan? Is it any good? Because I was asking some people about the black phone, and they were like, I was like, what? The preview, it looks so fucking awesome. And like, okay. Mountain Dew Code Red. I love my dew. I love soda, but not diet soda, so I just don't drink it. Oh, coffee? That's my addiction. Oh, I love coffee. Love coffee. Couldn't have sugar, nothing good, didn't do drugs. I did Diet Coke, man, every waking morning, all day long. And you know she's screaming that shit when she's typing caps, people. Well, there is some kind of thing about TikTok. We'll get to it at the end of the show. It's only 8:30. We'll get to it at the end of the show, though. I did want to watch it. I'm just leaving that for the end. Yeah, I was asking people about. Now, I did hear that the Megan movie. I don't know about the Megan movie, but I did hear people like that one. But it wasn't too many people. I asked a lot of people about the Black Phone movie, and they were like, They were like, it was kind of confusing, but then I understood at the end. But I don't know. I'm like, really? They're like, And that was multiple people. I was like, no way. That movie looks really cool. Yeah, Red Bull's crazy. Red Bull is crazy. I love coffee, but my husband buys dark roast and I can't deal with it. Well, Cassie, just water it down. Instead of 1 scoop, to put 2. Or, I mean, instead of 1 scoop, put a half. Or is it the K cup? If it's the K cup, run it 2 times and put it in a tall cup. There you go. Too busy in the shop because sometimes I don't have a choice but to get that coffee when I do my K cups. And I'm telling you, sometimes I'm like, you know what? I'm putting it in the big cup. I'm gonna run it 2 times, and then it's perfect. I was a monster addict, but suddenly made me feel anxious, so I stopped. Yeah, I bet it would be hard to detox on that Red Bull shit, man. I bet you can't do shit without it. I bet you can't do shit without it. You probably wake up going, oh. And you're just moving so slow. And you're so like, Then you take that first couple sips and you're like, all right, I'm ready to go. Seriously hard to drop drinking it because I drank it all day, but I had enough. I go to your candies this week. Oh my gosh. I only like a little coffee with my cream. Yeah, I used to be the same way. And then creamer got crazy ass expensive. You know, I drank with French vanilla coffee for ever since I started drinking coffee, maybe. Oh, it's probably been I started drinking it in 2015. So 7 years, almost 8. Started drinking coffee. I refused before then. I didn't even want to drink coffee ever. It's like, no way, fuck that. But when I started working at a job where I had to be up at like 2:30 in the morning, I had no fucking choice. I better drink some coffee because if I don't, my ass could get hurt at work. So I started drinking some coffee, and the only way I could drink it was with a bunch of French vanilla creamer. And I was like, man, that shit tastes good. Yeah. Now that French vanilla creamer is like 4 times the price of what it used to be. And yeah, we don't put that in the budget no more. Need to switch to liquors and drinks only. Might as well eat ice cream. CJ, I can't because he whines about it not being strong. We have a normal. Aw. Well, hey, if you have a normal coffee pot, because that's what I got too. I got a Keurig up here, and then I got a normal coffee pot in the kitchen. And, instead of, just cut it in half. There you go. I love my Keurig because that helps me, if my shows go long or something and I need to get a little brew going real quick, I can just walk right over there, just a few steps over there, and I'll just go right to my Keurig, fire that baby up, wait about 2 minutes, and then pour it in my coffee cup right here, and I'm good to go for another hour. But those are just, special occasions. I even got some hot cocoa over there too. That sounds good right now. I'm about to buy Kahlua for my AM coffee. I'll be making a run in 20. I can only drink French. I know. Yes. I know. It does smell so good, doesn't it? This is not a bedroom. It's more like a family room. This is not my it's not the main. Let's see, 2 coffee pots. How well, instead of trips to Disney, I just buy another coffee pot, Justice. It's like, it was one of those life decisions where it was like Disney trip, coffee pot. I'm gonna have to go with the coffee pot. You know what they call that, Justice? Real people problems. That's what they call that. She went there. Look at that. Whatever, Kel. Whatever, Kel. Kahlua was my first alcohol. Does the pot have mouse ears? No. No. It does not. All right, let's get back to Scott Reich. That was fun. Little coffee talk. I was like, I was at work today and I was asking one of my friends at work. I was like, you know what, dude? I was like, what do you do on Saturday mornings, Saturday afternoons? He's like, nothing. I just usually hang around the house, whatever. And I was like, you should come over sometime, man, and I'll hook up my other microphone and I'll put it on my desk next to me and I said, we have some great conversations at work. They're pretty funny and shit. I said, why don't you just sit here next to me sometime? We'll just sit here and drink some coffee and, just bullshit about some shit on here and we'll stream it, man. He's like, you mean be on camera? I was like, yeah. He's like, no. What the fuck, man? Why not? Whatever. Oh, whatever. Ava, mine was nasty ass Four Loko. Oh my gosh, I forgot about Four Loko. Wow. I forgot about Four Loko. Yeah, they used to sell that shit at the gas stations, then they banned it.
Next on the docket, Brian Kohberger. The guy accused of that quadruple murder in Idaho? Well, apparently, he has in his possession on his phone images of one of his alleged female victims. Apparently, it has been searched by the police, and now it has been released, not to the public, but leaked to the public. So apparently those gag orders don't exactly work as good as the judge says they do.
I don't know. I guess I just never expected it because, I don't know. I've been in front of it because I did some Twitch there here and there for a while, and I think I started. I mean, I was I was doing like fucking acting shit junior year. I don't know. I guess I just. It's like right now, I don't even. It doesn't even cross my mind that I'm on camera. Really, I just feel like I'm sitting here talking to you guys. I don't know. I guess it's just weird. I guess I'm used to it or something. I don't know.
And unless, of course, somebody cracks down on it, these leaks will continue, which is great because we think this should all be made public anyway. Anyway, as we know, Mr. Koberger, he's 28. He's the
I love theater.
PhD in criminology, and all of a sudden,
I even like would help paint the sets and stuff for the plays and stuff. I would help paint the backgrounds, like the background needed one piece of plywood needed to look like what a kitchen would look like with a window looking outside, and then another one needed to look like an office space. Like you had to really, you basically created a background out of a piece of wood. So yeah, I would help build the sets. I would help paint the sets. Dabbled in the acting, and also, yeah, I loved it. It was fun. But I didn't I don't know. It was a different crowd of people. Like it wasn't the normal crowd of people I hung out with. But I was friends with a lot of different crowds in school. I was friends with a lot of different crowds. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I was just cool with everybody.
Sudden, yes, he gets arrested for this crime, quadruple murder, and sure enough, he has more than one photograph.
I was in the choir
too. Of the 4 murdered students.
Yeah, I was in the choir. Yeah, I was in a lot of shit.
And apparently, it shows that he was paying attention to her. However, the police did not identify which girl was the subject of the picture, and because we don't know that yet, obviously, and they haven't released it. But we don't know if it's Kaylee Gonsalves, Madison Mogan, or Zaina Kernodal, who obviously were killed along with Ethan Chapin back on November 13th of 2022. Now, it's also not clear if Koberger had taken these pictures of this individual himself, or whether they were downloaded from the individual's social media account, or whether they were taken before or after the quadruple slaying. Investigators obviously have remained tight-lipped over the potential motive in the slayings, but they revealed in the affidavit, obviously, that he had visited the area in the home there in Moscow several times. He is even alleged to have returned to the scene of the crime about 9 a.m. on November 13th, just hours after police believed that he committed the quadruple homicides. Now, the documents say that the criminal justice graduate stalked the property at least 12 times per the affidavit. His phone was taken shortly after his arrest by SWAT officers when they arrested him at his parents' home in Pennsylvania, where the FBI officials saw him taking out the trash wearing surgical gloves, because that's normal. Anyway, Koberger's apparently tracked the area of the home in the months leading up to the deaths by his phone, but officials have yet to confirm how he became aware of the students in the first place. Next on the docket, yes, the guy that everybody loves to hate, Sam Bankman-Fried.
All right, I don't know nothing about that dude, and I don't. Hold on a second. There's something just came across here. Possible murder-suicide happened while family was being evicted? What? Hold on a minute.
We now know the names of 4 people found dead in a potential murder-suicide in Ohio Township in Claremont County. One of them is a 13-year-old.
WCPO 9 News reporter Anna Azalian is joining us
What?
live now at New Richmond Middle School. Anna, staff and students spent today mourning the loss of a classmate.
They did, Craig. Ethan Kane, he was a student here at New Richmond Middle School, and his sister Samantha, she graduated from New Richmond High School just a few years ago. Samantha right now is at UC Medical Center in critical but stable condition.
Yes, we are, as a community, we are just crushed.
New Richmond Middle School students and staff spent the day expressing their grief over Ethan Kane's death through words, pictures, and conversations.
As I walk by room after room after room, saying, let's talk. How are you feeling? What can we do?
Everyone working to process their feelings just one day after finding out a classmate has died because of what police are calling a potential murder-suicide. They identified the other victims as Stephen and Teresa Kane, along with William Felton. The Claremont County Sheriff's Office says it all started when deputies were at this Rebel Ridge home just after 9:30 Monday morning. It was for what they call a civil service. Neighbors say the house was under foreclosure and the civil service was an eviction, telling us they saw the family moving stuff out when deputies arrived. That's when they knew the house. New Richmond Village Exempted School District Superintendent Tracy Miller sent out a letter saying, "We are stunned and saddened by the loss of Ethan Kane."
Just a delightful young lady, very intelligent, very bright on the academic team.
Miller's also prepared to provide support the days and weeks to come.
I've been around the block a long time, 37 years. Nothing prepares you for this.
And the Claremont County Sheriff's Office has asked the Ohio Bureau of Criminal Investigations to assist with this investigation. We also know there is a GoFundMe that has been set up for Samantha. You can find the link to that on our website. For now, at New Richmond Middle School.
And if you'd like to do the GoFundMe, I will set the link in chat to the video. Yeah, I'm a little confused too. I don't know. Okay. Oh no, that just came across and I'm like, what? Bed Crime Stories came up with a video a couple days ago about the plans for the crime scene house and something about where the photos that I guess he kept photos of them too. I don't know if that's I don't know what's true or not anymore, right? With all the gag orders and stuff anyway too, but I just want to see. I do like the channel Bed Crime Stories. It's one of our favorites, so I do want to hear what she has to say. Yeah, I'm confused on that last one too. Oh, and before I get into it, I want to show you guys something. There's some cool got some different logos up there. Different colors, different styles and stuff. So seriously, if you guys are going to get anything, I know some of you have said you are, reach out to me first. That way, make sure I can totally make it. Just like Kib Kitty, we sat down yesterday after Justice Served Daily stream. We sat down yesterday. We put together a hat real quick. She told me what kind of stitching she wants here. The stitching is totally, there's like 15 different colors of stitching you can choose from. So we went ahead and got that hat put together. It's got a little Evil CJ show with Kib Kitty on it. And then she went with a navy. Where'd that go? Oh, here it is. she went with a navy. I think this is the one. Hold on, let me see. No. I think she went with a navy, but yeah, this is, and that's how she wanted the logo and her name on the hoodie. So, like I said, if you reach out to me and that way we can get it totally customized however you want it. Okay. I just wanted to say that to everybody because it can really be however you want it. Bam, bam. Bam, bam, bam. Boom,
Welcome to Bedtime
boom,
Stories
boom.
Podcast. I'm your host, T, to my loyal bed crimers. Hello, how are you? Hope you're having a great day. It's Friday. To anyone new here, a warm welcome. Thank you for checking out the channel. Let me just ask all of you if after listening to this, you find you enjoyed it or learned something.
No, sometimes I kind of zone out with her voice. I love the logo. And every time we start watching her videos, it just makes me think of Beavis and Butthead. Here, just listen. Even though it's not the same, but just, you know what I mean, if you know what I mean.
Welcome to Bedcrime Stories Podcast. I'm your host, T. To my loyal bed crimers, hello, how are you? Hope you're having a great day. It's Friday. To anyone new here, a warm welcome. Thank you for checking out the channel. Let me just ask all of
Okay, well, let's see. I'll probably, when I get home tomorrow, I'll reach out to you when I get home tomorrow, Kid Kitty, and I don't know, is there like a contact? If not, I can see if there's a phone number. I know SRB was able to order it just fine, so I'm not sure I'll have to, if you can do me a favor, message me what the issue is, and then while I'm at work, I can see if I can get a phone number or something. And then by the time I get home from work, because let me see, I'll be doing the train derailment tomorrow. I'll probably have like 15-20 minutes or so. I talk to her. Okay. Yeah, if you can, just email me or message me or whatever what the issue is or what the messages or errors or whatever it is. That way, if I do come across a phone number or something, I can maybe call. But yeah. And I think I don't know if you have a PayPal. I think you can have PayPal linked up with it too. I'm not sure. But yeah, if you want to message me or just whatever the issues are, and then I can see what I can find in the morning while I'm at work, and then see if I can figure that out, or we can figure it out when I get home.
all of you, if after listening to this, you find you enjoyed it or learned something, smash that like button. It's a free way you can help me. Today, Fox News is reporting that workers have boarded up the off-campus rental home where the crime occurred in Moscow, Idaho. Photos show plywood boards over the doors and windows, and a temporary fence is now around the property. In addition, security teams are still monitoring the house around the clock. The Fox News article also states that the property will be demolished. And KTVB News is further reporting that the owner of the house offered to give it to the university. And per the University of Idaho president, Scott Green, the house on King Street is going to be demolished. He sent an email to the students today with this message.
I'm sorry
He
about
wrote,
that.
"This is a healing step and removes the physical structure where the crime that shook our community was committed. Demolition also removes effort to further sensationalize the crime scene." End quote. Green also said that university officials are evaluating options where students may be involved in the future development of the property. In his email, President Green also wrote this: "From the day we learned of the senseless deaths of Xana Kernodle, Ethan Chapin, Madison Mogen, and Kaylee Gonsalves, the outpouring of support from our Vandal family has been tremendous. Everywhere I turn, people are asking what they can do to help. What resulted is an incredible display of what it means to be a Vandal. The compassion, tenacity, and resilience of our community shows in the generous actions." End quote. Green also stated that a university committee with student representation has begun planning a healing garden and a memorial to the 4 students who died. The garden will be located on the university's Moscow campus, but the exact location has not been identified. Personally, I think that's a wonderful way to try and soften the horror of this happening. Maybe in time, the garden can replace fear and sadness with tranquility and happy reflection. President Green also shared this: "Money donated to the victims' families' GoFundMe pages has been directed to the Bruce and Kathy Pittman Emergency Fund to help students. Vandal alumni Gene Taft and Bob Orzo and Bob's wife Gail led a peer-driven effort to create scholarships as a legacy for each of the 4 students, and the Vandals Supporting Vandals Fund took shape. Endowed scholarships have been established in memory of Chapin, Kernodle, and Mogen." Green said the university is working with Kaylee Gonsalves' family to establish a scholarship in her name as well. Green concluded his letter with this, and I quote, "Sometimes it's hard to see beyond this tragedy, but the selfless acts, the deep engagement, and loving support of our entire Vandal family reminds me that there is so much good in the world. We will never forget Xana, Ethan, Madison, and Kaylee, and I will do everything in my power to protect their dignity and respect their memory. Together, we will rebuild and continue to support each other. We are #Vandals Strong." End quote. On to the unnamed source who spoke to People magazine and revealed that suspect Koberger had multiple images of one of his alleged female victims on his phone when he was searched by the cops in December after his arrest. The source did not identify which of the females was in the photos. Talk about over-promising and under-delivering. Now we all want to know which one of the female victims it was. I saw a comment from a former journalist on Reddit, and I know Reddit is not something we can trust, but there are grains of truth on there from time to time. And what this former journalist said was that the way the People article was written, wherein it listed Madison and Mogen as the first named victim, indicates that she is most likely the female whose photos were on Brian Koberger's phone. The ex-journalist wrote, and now I quote, "It's a way we give the most important information without actually saying it." End quote. Some people were then writing that Maddie was also listed first in the probable cause affidavit for Koberger's arrest. I don't know what they mean by that, though, because the first student whose name appears in the probable cause affidavit is actually Xana Kernodle, and that's because the officers describe seeing her body first. Whoever the female was, Koberger was paying attention to her. I still say it could be Kaylee Gonsalves, and I'll tell you why. Some of Kaylee's friends implied that she had a stalker when they visited a local vape shop in downtown Moscow, Idaho. Do you remember the interview with the store manager who told News Nation about that?
See, I've been hearing a lot about it being Maddie. Good night, Dre. I appreciate you for hanging out. Yeah, message me what items, and then we can go from there. Saturday and Sunday are probably the 2 days I could actually sit back and take an hour or two if need be, to get those done up just how you need them. Appreciate you hanging out. Thanks for your support always. Yeah, I've been hearing Maddie as well. And then there's a couple more videos I got here. Crime Stories Obsessed UK. And then there's another local news station about actually the attorney for the Goncalves family is actually accusing the Idaho prosecutor of leaking information. So I'm going to go into that after this as well.
Named source is going to continue leaking information for whatever reason. So maybe they'll let us know once and for all which female Bryan Kohberger was seemingly obsessed with. Until the next time on Bed Crime Stories, do me a favor, smash that like button.
Smash it. Did I like it? Ooh, no, I didn't yet. All right. Yeah, let me switch this real quick. Family attorney accused Idaho prosecutor of leaking information. It's just a quick video, and then I'm going to go into that Crime Stories Obsessed. I guess it's not UK anymore. It's just Crime Stories Obsessed.
Emily, thank you. Meanwhile, newly unsealed court records show a battle between the attorney representing the Gonsalves family, Shannon Gray, and the judge. According to documents, Gray doesn't believe he should have to follow the gag order, and he accused the Latah County prosecutor, Bill Thompson, of leaking information about the case to the media. Gray is still fighting for himself and his clients to be allowed to speak freely about the case. You can read the full story and see the court documents right now on KXLY.com.
No doubt. That was a quick video. Crap. Oh. Did I get in here in time? Please let it work. Please let it work.
Real people, real lives,
Yes.
and real crimes. Crime Stories Obsessed.
That's loud. I'm going to be trying to make an intro this weekend, too.
We're going to be talking about Bryan Kohberger. But first, let's have a word from our sponsor, Hunter Killer.
What?
Killers are...
Ugh. All right. I did see something come across about a tummy tuck, too. Does anybody know anything about that? A tummy
Thank
tuck
you,
from
Hunter
BK?
Killer, for sponsoring the channel. But let's get back to the program. Bryan Kohberger, age 28, a criminal justice doctoral student that was charged with the November the 13th killings of the 4 university students of Idaho, Keely, Maddie, Zana, and Ethan, is now awaiting trial in June. Prosecutors have not said whether they plan to pursue the death penalty against Kohberger if he is convicted, but it is certainly possible considering the terrible crime that was committed against them. The chairman of the State House Judiciary Rules and Administration Committee said last week,
That's what I heard, Cherry. I don't know. I'll probably have to get into it. If I don't, I might be able to get into it tonight. We'll see. But if not, I'll try and get to it by the end of the week. But yeah, that's just something I seen come across too.
Judiciary Rules and Administration Committee
I don't know though.
said last
You never
week
know. You never
that they
know.
have introduced a bill that would bring back the firing squad as a legal form of execution in Idaho. and state executions currently involve lethal injection. The chairman said that the State Department of Correction officials must determine if lethal injection is available no more than 5 days after the death warrant. The Idaho outlet said, if not, a firing squad could be used. He said that he believes firing squads are more humane because they cannot be botched. After officials had to cancel a scheduled execution in November because they could not find the lethal injection chemicals. Other states such as
That's
Utah
right.
have brought back firing squads for similar reasons. Death by firing squad was legal in Idaho from 1982 to 2009 when it was banned. In Idaho, a bill was passed last year that provides anonymity to companies or pharmacies that provide lethal injection in the hope that it would spur more companies to provide them. But the state still had to cancel the scheduled execution in November because the chemicals just were not available when they needed them. Now, Kohberger allegedly stalked his victims for weeks prior to the murders, and according to the affidavit, he was linked to the house at least 12 times prior to the murders. And a variety of DNA evidence has been linked to him that was apparently found on the knife sheath left at the scene. The suspect, Brian, has been charged with 4 counts of murder and is expected to enter a plea of not guilty in June on the 26th. Latah County will probably have until the end of July to announce its intention to pursue the death penalty or not. Kohberger's friends recently remembered him in news interviews as a one-time obese, heroin-addicted bully. He wanted desperately to be a cop, one friend remembered, even though he weighed more than 300 pounds at the time. When he embarked on a nearly psychotic obsession with his weight and began running and kickboxing every day, and even though he lost half of his body weight, he developed an eating disorder that left him hospitalized. Despite that, friends never suspected he would one day be accused of such a bloody quadruple slaying. No bells went off, said Barbara Tucker, 58, a neighbor of Kohberger's childhood home in Pennsylvania, whose daughter also knew him. It makes me sick to my stomach. You just never know. You just never know, she said. And Brian remains in custody, waiting trial on the 26th of June. What do you think about firing squads? Do you think that they are more humane than the lethal injection? Do you think that there is less chance of it being botched? What do you think about this? Why do you think they find it difficult to find the chemicals? Let me know what you think about this, guys, in the comment section, and I'll be back with you again soon. Take care.
I wanna get to your club.
I'm just gonna go ahead and let that play without the music. I mean, there's shortages in fucking everything nowadays, so I can see why there's shortages in the chemicals that are made for the lethal injections, and I could see that's a legitimate reason why they got to bring it back. Appreciate you hanging out, Kid Kitty. Thank you so much. We'll get that thing figured out. I'm not sure what the issue might be. I know SRB was able to get it through. Let me see here. Just continue to let that play. Let me see. Oh yeah, here's this video that talks about the house it's going to be demolished soon. I know there was chat about that here a little bit ago in chat. Oh, you're welcome, Kid Kitty. I appreciate your support. Come on, StreamYard.
So what we are told from the president of the University of Idaho is this. Quote, this is a healing step, and it removes the physical structure
where the crime that shook our community was committed, demolition also removes efforts to further sensationalize the crime scene. So for anyone who thinks that once they demolish this home, if they're going to put a memorial in that spot, likely no. In fact, the university wants to canvass students about what should be in that spot, and they will have plan much later as to how that space, that real estate will be used. But it is now property of the University of Idaho because the owner of the home has decided to donate it. And so that's also sort of a question, when? Because we still have a trial, right? We don't have our next hearing until June. And many of us thought maybe this would be a trial go-see location for a jury. Well, not if it's going to be demolished. So the question of when is critical. And we've spoken with a source with ties to the school who can only say this, and the word was soon. No timeline on it, no exact date, but soon. And that they want to make sure that there's no opportunity for people to come and grab souvenirs from the debris. And that would make perfect sense given the report that we had tonight that there have been kids coming out and doing TikTok dances, not just one, not two, multiple. Not only that, it is sort of a slow flow of looky-loos in traffic that have been taking a lot of pictures, and that has amped up even today, as we are told. I will tell you this as far as the demolition plans. We have a stringer who checked in the county court today, and the clerk there said, the county office, I should say, the clerk in the county office said there are no demolition orders that are on file as we speak. There are no permits that have been pulled and no permits that have been applied for to demolish that location. But we're going to keep a very close eye on that for you, given the fact that the university sources said, given the fact that there's no permitting, clearly it's not going to happen imminently. But we did have a few new pictures for you today of that home. I think we reported to you last night that we had seen it for the first time being boarded up. And that was sort of not expected. You know, we saw the chain link fence go up, and then a few weeks afterwards, we spotted these plywood boards that were put over the windows and the doors. Do we have those pictures? I'm just going to ask our controller if they can put those pictures up that we just got. We had some in the dark last night, and we had some fresh ones that we took of the daylight today as we try to get those together. We'll get those up on the screen for you. I do tell you this. So here's the shot today that we wanted to show you. This is what it looked like. There's been a big snowstorm, a lot of snow fell, but that's what it looked like in the daylight today. You can see every single plywood from the top floor to the bottom floors. And then also the doors. The doors are also covered in plywood. And the crime scene tape as well had to be put up again outside the driveway because the security that's there, you can see the security car that's there, they noted that, you know, people had come into the driveway and trampled down on the security tape. So he's had to put that security tape back up. But look at that, not one egress is now visible, and a big no trespassing sign is up, you know, on that fence and alerting people that this is not somewhere where you want to mess about. So something else, security that is there, they have an open-ended contract. They haven't been told when their contract is over. So there's another indicator that we're not exactly sure when that demolition is going to happen. But they did get a notification 12 hours before the crews showed up to put all those boards up. So possibly they'll get some notification in advance of a demolition. I do want to let you know, we showed you something back at Christmas time. There was a woman who came to the home in the evening, and she brought a poinsettia and laid it out in front of the home. And that was really the tenor of what looked like very respectful mourners who had come to the home to pay their respects. They'd left, you know, stuffed animals and cards and candles as you will normally see. But can we maybe put those pictures up of the woman from Christmas time? I can't remember exactly what date, but she put a poinsettia out. She just said to our, you know, producers that she just wanted to pay respect away. She didn't take any pictures of herself there. She didn't do anything disrespectful, but this is what the mourning was like early on. It was very respectful. People were just genuinely devastated by what happened. And they still are. Without question, they still are. But to hear that there are kids coming out and doing these stupid dances out in front of the home where 4 people were just ruthlessly murdered. It's just sort of beyond the pale. So you can understand why the university says this is a decision that's perhaps best. And as they said, to not further sensationalize that crime scene by what may be going on. And I'm told this is a day-to-day occurrence. That kids are coming by and either snapping a bunch of selfies and pictures or doing these ridiculous little dances. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red.
I always appreciate those. All right. The next video I'm going to hit up here is a channel we check out maybe once or twice here before, and that's about it. Crime, Conspiracies, and Coffee. I'll put the link to their channel in the chat. This is about photos leaked from one of Brian's devices. I'm wondering if this is what the Goncalves family attorney was talking about when it comes to the leak. I wonder if this is it. So here's this. I will drop the link to the channel in chat. Crime, Conspiracies, and Coffee. If StreamYard lets me. What? Ryan Hall, y'all. Okay. See, I ain't bullshitting. Weird ass shit.
News Nation has now confirmed as well. Brian had photos in his phone of the victims and of him and Maddie. I got these leaked photos 3 days ago. I didn't know where they came from or where they originated. Now it's starting to come out that there was photos in his phone of the victims and himself and whatnot. Could that be the origination of these photos? I'll share them all with you. This was one of the majors, one of concern that I saw. But it is true. If you look at a lot of these photos, who's taking the picture? Who? And it seemed like he was very close with Maddie Mogan for some reason. Maddie Mogan. Where was the knife she found beside Maddie Mogan? That was supposedly left in place there? Well, again, why? What was his connection with Maddie Mogan? I mean, look at this photograph. And I want to take as far as on that wall. What is on that wall? What sign or whatever? Again, like I said, and it looks like, again, what? I mean, that's Brian Kohberger and Madison Mogan. How we get this photo, guys? Anybody? Okay. Secondly, what I want to talk about. Brian Kohberger was a seasoned criminal psychologist under Doc.
All right. How does he know that this is Brian Kohberger? News Nation has confirmed Brian had photos of one or more of the victims in his phone. How, why? Maddie did have... Was Brian a part of that? Whoa, damn. That's crazy. Okay. Shit. I mean, I see. I don't know. And how do you... I don't know. I don't know how reliable that... Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, how can you tell? And how can you tell it's not photoshopped either? There's so much smudge. There is so much smudge in that photo. I mean, take a screenshot and zoom it in. You'll see what I'm saying. There's so much smudge in that photo. It could easily be doctored too. I don't know. I don't know about that. All right. There's a couple other videos that I'm just going to go to instead. Hold on one second. Yeah, I wanted to watch, where was it at? That's the press conference. Where was that video? Where did that video go? Okay, yeah, I wanted to hear what, because they referenced this News Nation. I want to hear what they have to say. Conveniently blurry. As good as a store security camera. Yeah.
A new twist in the Idaho murders. Allegations accused murderer Brian Koberger had photos of
Is this the leak that they're talking about? I don't know. I'm just curious.
one of the victims. They were allegedly on his phone when he was arrested. Koberger is accused of fatally stabbing 4 University of Idaho students last November. He was arrested more than a month after the crime in his Pennsylvania hometown. Caitlin Becker, senior reporter of the Daily Mail, has closely joins us live. Thank you for being here, Caitlin. So there's this new development today. There are reports of Koberger having these numerous pictures of one of the victims on his phone. Is this looking more like a potentially targeted attack?
Well, you know, from the jump, enforcement said that it was a targeted attack, but they were never specific as to who the targeted victim was or whether or not it was the house itself that was targeted. Now, all along my research and my reporting, it seemed more and more likely that one of the female victims was the intended target. And this latest information just sort of further bolsters that theory. Everything that we've learned so far leads us to believe that Brian Koberger, the suspect,
Come on, StreamYard.
allegedly stalked the
Motherfuck.
house several times, up to 12 times, according to the police affidavit, and according to sources, followed all 3 of the victims female victims on social media. So it does not surprise me to find out that he allegedly had these photos of one of the girls on his phone.
That's right. You know, and Caitlin, we don't know yet which one of the victims he had these photos of, allegedly had these photos of. But what does this say about his potential fixation on at least one of the victims?
It makes a lot of sense to me based on everything I know about this case. The murders were very methodical. He allegedly slipped in and slipped out in minutes. He basically went directly up to that 3rd floor, allegedly committed those 2 murders, then down to the 2nd floor and out the door. It seems to me that the target was likely on the 3rd floor. We know that the family of Kaylee Gonsalves, who was murdered on that 3rd floor, has said as much as well, that her father believes that she was likely the intended target. And throughout this investigation, it seems like Kaylee does keep coming up as a likely target, but you also have to remember that she was killed next to her best friend, Maddie Mogan, in the very same bed. And it was next to Maddie's body where that knife sheath was dropped. And that could indicate that that was the spot that the killer initially pulled the knife out of the sheath, and maybe that was the intended target.
Right, and as you mentioned Kaylee Gonsalves' family, and again, her father saying that she did have those defensive wounds. Do we know, Caitlin, it floated from social media or they were actually taken with the camera?
You know, we don't know that. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a mix of both. And I have to tell you, I was at the crime scene and I spent a significant amount of time around the house. And depending on where you see a clear vantage point into every single window in that home. So it is very plausible that someone outside of the home could have photographed one or more of these girls inside of their home with them having no idea. The way this house is positioned kind of left them like sitting ducks.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation.
I mean, it kind of did, because they didn't have any kind of like curtain or blind thing in front of them sliding glass doors. I don't know. Maybe he didn't think he was going to get caught if he really did. I was hearing I was hearing conversations about shit, I just lost my train of thought. Sorry, I was reading chat. Been to Olympic National Park. Crazy. Yeah, it's just crazy. Let me see here 1 second. We're going to go to a couple other things that we brought up earlier. I just got to let YouTube get me there. Started thinking about national park, and I'm like, shit, what was I even? I'm like, what? It'll come back to me. Come on, YouTube. Yeah, drone footage. It's only 1:24, but I wanted to see. This is drone footage of the dramatic Ohio train explosion from the Associated Press. Now, I have a bunch of drone footage that I never really got into, but I probably will play some of it if we have, there's any conversations taking place and stuff like that. It's quite a bit of footage, so it would be nice to play it in the background if we're ever having panel up and chat and stuff. But yeah, this is drone footage here. Look at that cloud. Look at how thick it is. The two different colors. You got the gray and you got the black, and then you got that big ass fucking flame. That is so thick. Played at 10 times speed. Is it really this fuzzy? Here, let me refresh. Maybe it's not. You were right, Cherry Cherry. All right, is this going to give us better quality here? Why is it so fuzzy? Why is it so fucking fuzzy? Why is it so fuzzy? Cherry Cherry's here. Anyone else get storms? Oh, really? Yeah, I know. When I was driving home, when I took off from work, when I took off from work yesterday, I was driving home. The wind gusts were so bad, I was literally being blown off the highway. I was like, I ended up in the fucking, the zzz, zzz, fucking, I don't know how many times. It'd just be out of nowhere too. I'm just driving down the road and all of a sudden, boom, my car just flies over. It was nuts. It was nuts. I'm glad that, yeah, but look, this should be clear. The text on here, the AP logo and all that stuff, that shouldn't be smudgy. It's something. Yeah, look, it's like it's not downloading. Like it's not downloading all the way or something. Because if you look at the thumbnail, that shit's clear. When I started it off, it was clear too. I don't know. It's been weird. Hell, sometimes when I'll be doing the videos on YouTube, it'll do like a half and half. It hasn't done that for like a week, but sometimes if it's, I don't know. It's been like a month. All of these platforms, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, StreamYard, they're all just acting weird. All right, so there's a little bit of the drone footage. I just wanted to show that. I don't know. I thought it was just going to be a little minute and a half clip of something cool with good quality. I got actual, I think 2 or 3 drone footage where they're like 10 to 30 minutes. Unresponsive. Yeah, something's up. All right, we'll just go back to normal. Let's see if this one takes me back to where I need to go. Come on. Whoa, why is that back up? All right, it took me to the... Oh, when it does that. Okay. We'll just go to this one instead. Spectacular northern lights visible from Ohio. I wonder why. Okay, this video, TikTok, a national security threat. We brought this up earlier in the beginning of the show, and I said we would get to it at the end of the show. I did definitely want to watch it because I've been hearing a lot for a long time about how colleges are starting to ban it and have been for a while. Different government agencies, buildings, and such. I honestly, when I started hearing a lot about this crap, I uninstalled it, and then anytime it comes up with an update on my phone, I just don't even update it. I don't even want the shit to be updated. So I don't even fuck with it.
Major hearings today are happening on Capitol Hill, and surprise, surprise, there is a proposal
I don't
to ban
have that
TikTok.
many.
Yes, the House Foreign Affairs Committee is set to begin debating.
To be honest, I have 3 less tabs open than I normally do. So I'm not sure. Because I closed out a few when it started doing this crap. There's another one at the beginning of the show. I don't know. Who knows?
Surprise, surprise, there is a proposal to ban TikTok. Yes, the House Foreign Affairs Committee is set to begin debating on a bill that would allow the president to ban the social media app. Let me roll back a little bit, guys. The panel's chairman, Michael McCall, calling it a national security threat, saying, quote, anyone with TikTok downloaded on their device gives the Chinese Communist Party a backdoor to all their personal information. It's a spy balloon into your phone. That's a strong way to say it.
Yeah, gives
this is the White House
control
is
of
giving
your
federal
camera,
agencies
your
30 days
microphone.
to remove TikTok from its devices. For more on this, Julia Manchester for The Hill is with me.
Has access to your friends, has access to your microphone, has access to your camera, has access to everything that you say okay to when you create an account, and you have access granted and given every time it needs you to act. Okay. Yep. Okay. Sometimes you probably just don't even read it. And while you're sitting there watching the YouTube show, your little TikTok app is going. And you don't even know it. Okay, play.
Okay, it's so odd. I mean, this app is so widely popular, and now it's being banned at state and local levels, and some companies are even banning it. What are we expecting today at this House hearing?
Yeah, Adrian, it really wasn't just an amount of time until these federal committees, especially on Congress, issue as to when to ban TikTok. And I think, look, we're going to see a lot of bipartisan criticism and scrutiny over China. We have to look at this from a 30,000-foot view. This is coming at a time there is Chinese surveillance obviously happening with the United States in the midst of this new report from the Energy Department about things of COVID. And of course, as China continues to aid Russia in the conflict with Ukraine. So, this is all coming at a time when the U.S. is very skeptical of China. Relations are worsening. And TikTok is seen by many as an arm of the Chinese Communist Party, a way to collect data from various countries in the West, including the United States. So it was just, it was essentially the waiting game until Republicans really took this up. But we are hearing that there is bipartisan support for this because, like I said, there is so much skepticism about China's data and surveillance in the United States.
Was the Chinese spy balloon the tipping point for this TikTok proposal?
I really think it's certainly,
No,
but I think
they were talking about all this stuff way before the fucking balloons. We even knew the balloons were flying up. This shit's been talked about ever since I started doing a show. That's when I quit updating the fucking app. Because I'm like, oh shit, I didn't know TikTok was fucking like that. Owned by, yeah. I quit. Uninstall. No update.
I think this has been a long time coming, and TikTok has been viewed with, heavy skepticism by U.S. government officials as well as state government officials across the country and the intelligence community. So I think this was coming, and Republicans and Democrats have been signaling that they were going to have this conversation. But, I think it's fair to say that maybe the balloon, and some of the other recent developments with U.S. relations with China could have pushed this along a little more.
In terms of how China will respond, do we know?
No.
Look, I think we're just going to see more of what we've seen from the Chinese Communist Party in recent days, sort of criticizing the United States, saying this is sensationalism, coming, denying that they're collecting data and information on Americans. They're going to push back on this and really play the deny game, like they've played with so many other instances, like the Chinese spy balloon, for example, the coronavirus outbreak and such, and the origins of that outbreak. So, I don't think we're going to hear anything new from the Communist Party. Maybe some more mudslinging.
Yeah, there was a daily the U.S. government considering this ban. Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesperson saying this week, how unsure of itself can the U.S., the world's top superpower, be to fear young such a degree?
Yeah, that's interesting coming from that official, because it's sort of a taunting tone, sort of trying to egg the U.S. on. And look, intelligence officials and those critical of TikTok would say that, look, this is an app or a device sort of used with the guise of having, these fun TikTok videos, this lifestyle app, if you will. Even news organizations are using TikTok more. And I think that's a conversation that us journalists have to have at some point. But essentially, there, I think a lot of critics, like I said, are saying this is all done under the guise of TikTok, of this seemingly innocent app. So a very taunting tone.
Yeah, there's a lot of innocent apps that ain't really that innocent, and they explore all sorts of different shit. So with all this crazy ass stuff going on in this world when it comes to the derailments and the the attacks on the grid, power grids, and all this other stuff. I thought this was crazy that, hello, come on, let's go. I thought this was crazy that this came across my news feed. Sensitive info from U.S. Marshals taken in major hack. So I didn't even hear anything about this. And what kind of sensitive info? And let me see here. And I'm going to go ahead and end the show after this video. And yeah, JSD, thank you for the link. We actually were talking about heritage a little bit ago. And yeah, it's just crazy. We even went over what the governor Holcomb said. You know, he didn't even frickin' know. It's just crazy ass shit. It's just like let's just do shit and then we'll deal with it when we get caught or when we get discovered. Otherwise, don't say shit. I don't know. I don't know. Shit don't make sense to me. It almost just seems like they're treating everybody like they're treating the residents of that community. We'll just deal with it when we get confronted, and we'll just deal with it when we have to acknowledge what the hell we did instead of, you know, just keeping it under. It's ridiculous. Have a good night, Cassie. I appreciate you. Sorry. This StreamYard, it's so delayed on stuff. Watch a video, put saran wrap across the doorway, and you can't, so it runs into it. She jumped over it, so I put a lot more on it. She jumped through it. It's easier, right? Yep, exactly. I sent you another link because where they want to send it has been yeah, we talked about that. Yep. Violations. Yeah. There's a video on it too. I'll probably show the video tomorrow. I wanted to kind of play a little bit of it here and there, you know, got to touch on some stuff, but tomorrow we'll have some different press conferences. There's something I wanted to touch on from the Aaron Brockovich town hall last Friday. I didn't get to touch on during a show, so I'm going to be going back to that from last Friday for tomorrow night's show. But we're going to be talking Ohio train derailment tomorrow night, and then Thursday night I'll probably do Delphi, honestly, on Thursday. I'm thinking Delphi. I think I need to start having a one night a week Delphi night. I think that start talking about this stuff again. And might even go back to some of my first shows when it comes to my Delphi stuff. I think I have a couple videos out there that I put on private after a bit. Yeah. All right. Let me play this, everybody. This is about... See, yeah, it is fuzzy. I don't know what's going on. And yeah, definitely get on that YouTube, Facebook account so we can play all these games, because I'm starting to get good at that pool. There is no bingo on the Facebook games, but there is... it's called like the quiz game or something. Definitely want to check that out sometime. But bingo, I'm thinking like, this is what I'm thinking, because I was playing games on Friday nights. I was thinking about Sunday night show, just doing a hangout. Sunday night show, just doing a hangout and then playing some games together. And then Friday, you know, we have the decent stream where we get a lot of stuff knocked out, you know, 3 or 4 hours of real stuff, real topics, and then, you know, end the night off with a little bit of gaming. But I'm thinking Sunday nights would probably be a good night to either whether we chill back and watch a movie like I talked about before, we chill back and watch a movie, chill back, play some games, chill back, have a bingo night, chill back, whatever. I think Sunday would be a really good night to just chill back and do all that stuff. Even Jackbox, stuff like that. So, all right, I'm going to get into this video. I'm going to go ahead and end the show for this evening. And then I'll be back tomorrow. We'll be doing Ohio train derailment tomorrow with some updates in the beginning. And then I think Thursday there's a lot of stuff I have saved on Delphi that I've saved over the last couple months that I really haven't even talked about. So, yeah, we're going to do that. Then Friday, I'll probably just do a catch up. Who knows what? Might have a topic, might not. It might just be Friday night open chat. I don't know. We'll see.
Sensitive
Thank you, everybody,
information
for
is in
hanging
the
out.
hands of digital thieves. When the U.S. Special Service was hacked, the ransomware attack targeting a computer system, stealing data about investigative targets and agency employees. Alex Capriello has a live report for us. Exactly what was taken, Alex?
Well, we're finding out that it's confidential information related to their investigations, as well as the personal information from several of these employees of the U.S. Marshal Service. That's why this investigation is underway, to try to figure out who's behind it and what exactly they took. The U.S. Marshal Service confirming to News Nation that they had to disconnect all of its systems to prevent the further exposure from happening. We're finding out that this hack coming from the outside in, and it's led the service to call it a very serious security breach. Now, senior officials briefed on this situation, they concur with that synopsis. They call it a major incident. The computer breach, we're now learning, happened actually 11 days ago on February 17th, but the news only breaking to the public late last night. The Marshal's office says it's all about the sensitive information regarding their ongoing investigations. So that means the personal information related to the criminal subjects and of actual U.S. Marshals employees. The Marshal Service also operates the Witness Protection Program, but at this point, it's unclear whether or not any sensitive information from that department has been exposed. At this point, again, we still don't know who's behind this breach or why they're doing it. But they say they're working to put all their systems back in place so that way it's secure, and it also doesn't slow down any of their operations when it comes to locating and tracking down fugitives.
Sure
Thank you for watching.
Sure it don't. What is it? Like, do they, like, seriously, whether it's this train derailment, whether it's this fucking these hacks, these attacks on the power grids, the spy balloons, do they really think that we're just gonna buy all this bullshit? Like, we're that fucking stupid? We're dumbed down enough to roll with it? Give me a fucking break. That's it. You're insulting my intelligence. It's the way that I feel. All right, everybody. I hope you have a peaceful and positive evening, as always. I'll see you tomorrow. We'll be talking about Ohio train derailment, chemical disasters all over. Definitely need to talk about it. There's so much stuff, and we're going to hit on this Aaron Brockovich. So if there's anything from the town hall you want me to focus on, please send me the link to whatever source you're using, and then give me a timestamp, and I will hit those timestamps for you so we can just discuss those certain things. I'm going to be checking it out, the whole thing, tomorrow while I'm at work. And when I checked it out this weekend, the first 20, 30 minutes or so, I was in shock because a lot of the stuff that the local residents were saying to the local news crews in response to some of their questions was very shocking. and it's a lot of stuff that needs to be it needs to be repeated over and over and over, especially to this railroad company and any other railroad companies that are gonna, get into this kind of business practice, because these people didn't do nothing but sit there and do what they were doing every single day in their life, regular life, and this train it just came by in their neighborhood. So we'll get into that tomorrow. I appreciate you guys so much. Please be safe. Hope you have a good evening. We'll see you tomorrow. Good night, everybody. What's up, Bruin?